23 True Horror Stories animated. Alright. At least we got that at least we got the title right that time. So let's see what's going on, man. Let's see if we're gonna survive. Let's see how well we're gonna fare. All that good stuff, man. Like, subscribe, help the channel out, bro. Comment. You feel me? Anything, bro. Anything helps that algorithm.
This was in 2019. I worked at a grocery store, usually closing shifts, and I lived alone in a small one-bedroom apartment. We had a lot of regulars at our store, customers that would come in all the time, and usually around the same time as well. One of these customers was a guy that came in right before closing a couple times a week. Nobody knew his name, but everybody knew of him because nobody liked customers that came in 10 minutes before the store.
Oh, that nigga's a professional dickhead, bro. I know niggas like him. Nasty work, bro. Like, let these niggas go home, bro. Please. Please. You don't need anything that bad.
Closed. Usually being the only cashier, I'd be the one interacting with him. He was always a bit strange. He didn't talk much and always had a tired look on his face. This night, he came in as he always did, right before closing, grabbing a couple things and coming up to the register. I scanned everything, he paid, and he left. We didn't exchange any words aside from a simple greeting. 10 minutes later, I closed down the register and spent a few minutes cleaning up, clocking out and leaving at 10:15. As I walked out to my car, I noticed the man was still in the parking lot.
Oh, nah, bro. Please. I would just wait in the store, honestly. She's better than me. I would have waited in the store, called somebody, bro, made sure that I had a safe way of getting home. I'm not walking across that parking lot, bro. You see how big that truck is, bro? That nigga got hella space. He can fit hella bodies in there. No, I'm not doing that, bro. I'm not gambling. I'm not playing that gamble, bro. Fuck no.
He was standing awkwardly outside of his car, with his hands at his side, just looking at the store. I got in my car and went home. I didn't have work the following day, so I stayed up a bit later than usual. I didn't get into bed until probably 1 a.m. Only moments after getting under the covers, though, a bright light glared into my bedroom through one of the windows. I thought it was a neighbor pulling in, so I didn't really care about it. After a second, the light shut off, which unconsciously confirmed to me that it was just headlights. I fell asleep only a couple minutes later. I woke up in the night to what I thought was my phone ringing. The way I woke up, half asleep and in the middle of a dream, it was hard to tell what was real and what wasn't. I rubbed my eyes and tapped my phone on the nightstand. It was blank. No messages or phone calls came in.
What the fuck?
I wasn't sure what to think.
Let me call it. He's under the bed. I'm making that bet right now.
I was going to just ignore it and go back to sleep, as I wasn't even fully awake yet to begin with. But the slightest thing caught my eye as I rolled back over. The bedroom door was barely cracked open, not even enough to let any light in or anything. It was just uneven with the door frame, not latched shut. I always closed the door to my room, so seeing it not fully shut immediately woke me up. I got out of bed and walked over, pushing it closed to see if maybe it was stuck for some reason. It smoothly latched into the door frame, just like it always
Either he's in the closet or under the bed.
did, so there was no way I'd mistakenly left it open. I felt my body get shaky. My heart was pounding. But even with everything pointing otherwise, I still tried to convince myself that this was somehow nothing.
Why are you trying to gaslight yourself, shorty? Come on now. Come on now. We gotta do better, man. You gotta think smarter. You're playing with your life. Now look at you. You finna die.
I tried to think of any possible way that this was something to not worry about. But my mind thought back to the light I saw before falling asleep. I walked over to the window and peeked through the blinds. There was a car parked in my driveway. I could only see the back half of it, but I instantly felt a rush of panic.
Oh, nah.
Who was at my house?
Oh,
And
nah.
was someone inside with me?
Oh, nah, Blicky. Blicky. A lot of these issues, bro, can be solved with a blick. Easy. Easy money, bro.
I hurried over to the door again and flicked on the lights. I stood there by the door, panicking and thinking, realizing I should call 911 just to be safe.
You think?
I looked at the nightstand that my phone was on, and just before I started to walk over there, I saw an eye looking back at me from a...
Oh, nah. Oh, nah. Oh, nah, bro. I would have tweaked. I'm so sorry, bro. I would have tweaked the fuck out. I'm like, what the fuck? Nigga, who is you? Nigga, who is you? What the fuck?
crack in the closet. My body shook, and I let out a gasp, then spun around and sprinted out of my house.
Nah.
By the time I found a neighbor that would answer their door and call the police for me, at least 15 minutes had gone by already. The car in my driveway was still there when officers showed up, but the man was gone. It didn't take long for them to use the car to track him down, though, and I felt nauseous when it turned out to be the man from the grocery
Nah.
store. His reasonings for everything didn't make any sense.
Nah.
But it was clear he'd had his eye on me for a while now, and he was not mentally...
Nah, bro, that is a deranged nigga. That's a thumbnail, though, I ain't gonna lie. This right here, thumbnail material. What's that, 1624?
Well, I think the only reason I'd woken up that night was because the man's phone rang while he was hiding, and he silenced it just as I woke up. If not for that, I don't know what would have happened to me, or if I'd even be here right now. I work at a really trashy bowling alley in my small town. It's one of those family-owned type places. Real small and not the best. But in our town, it was a regular place a lot of people went to for some reason. I think it was because it was one of the only 24/7 places open for people to hang at. At least it used to be. This was in December. I had the dreaded 10 to 6 shift. It was almost always dead, and this night it was even more so. There was a huge snowstorm rolling through our town. From the time I clocked in and took over for the last shift, not a single customer was there. I spent 2 hours cleaning up all the lanes, except for one, just in case a group happened to come in later. I checked out the windows. The parking lot was empty, and snow was stacking up. I wasn't sure someone could even drive through the parking lot with all this snow, unless a plow truck came through. After a bit, I pulled up a chair to the window and sat down, just looking out and resting, as there was nothing else to do. The place didn't have cameras, let alone anyone to watch them, so taking long breaks on slow days, or even sometimes sleeping, was easy to get away with. Another hour or so went by, when seemingly out of nowhere, there was a loud thud from behind the bowling lanes. I think I was half asleep when it happened, but I jolted up. I got off the chair and walked toward the back room. I really had no clue what that was. Maybe it had something to do with the snowstorm outside. The back room was where all the pins and bowling balls were stored, along with all the machines that run everything. It's
Where does the scary part come in, bro?
basically a long hallway going the full length of the building. When I opened the door, it was completely dark. I didn't hear or see anything at first, until I looked down. There was water going down the hallway in a very clear footstep pattern. My face went pale. "Hello? Who's in here?" I started walking down, calling out a couple more times.
Bro, why are you doing this? Your job is not even that important. You see what I mean, bro? A lot of these stuff can just be solved with common sense, bro. You probably get paid like, what, $15 an hour, bro? Why are you stressing? This is a bowling alley gig, bro. Come on now, bro. Come on. We gotta make better choices.
Before I came across something taped to the wall. It was an envelope. In it were pictures, like Polaroids, of me working alone that night. There were some of me cleaning the lane.
Nah, bro. Nah, bro. The whole bowling alley has to burn down. I have to burn it down, bro. I don't know how I'm gonna stop the nigga from leaving and how I'm gonna go get the gasoline and douse the whole building before the nigga escapes. But best you believe I will find a way to do all of that shit and make sure I burn that whole fucking alley down, bro. Because you cannot keep on going living after you do some shit like this, bro. I'm sorry. You forfeit your life, man.
And just walking around, and one was disturbingly close to me as I was sitting by the window. It looked like they must have only been a few feet behind me. I felt like I was gonna faint. I ran back out the way I came and right to the front desk, dialing 911. I tried waiting for a minute, but the silence of the building and the unknowingness of what was going on.
Nah, bro. Why are you still in the building? I would have been left. Bad decisions. We making bad decisions. We making bad decisions. Niggas make bad decisions, man. I ain't gonna lie.
On just started to build up anxiety in me. I ended up running out to my car and waiting in there.
This boy finna have a panic attack, bro.
Despite the weather, police actually got there really quick, like in 2 or 3 minutes. Whoever had been stalking me that night left no traces. Of course, the trashy place didn't have any cameras, so there was nothing else to go on. I don't know what that person was trying to do, or if it was just some sick joke, or what. Since then, I didn't have anything else happen. I quit a couple months after, though.
That's the video, man. Like, subscribe, all that good shit.